Do you believe in love after love? I don't know all the words. I just do the
That
beginning.
shit's by far the ugliest sound on the fucking
You
planet.
love it.
No, I don't.
It doesn't matter. But we're back.
Yes, sir.
We back in the lab. We back in the studio. Captain's Lord Podcast and YouTube show. I'm your host, Rob. My host, Rick. Was good.
Yes, sir, man. What up, man?
Ooh, vacation is over.
Sure is.
As you can see, you know what I'm saying? Shit, look at the little, it's look at the little over here. It's look at the little over there. You know what I mean? Look, man, just though I can't, I had a little Christmas money, man. I had to go ahead and do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? I said I wanted a 3-camera setup. We got it. Let's just hope these motherfuckers record the entire time, though. Fingers crossed on that. Been a long 2 weeks, man. There's been a lot of shit going on. It's not going to be a super long episode, but we definitely going to cover some things, man. But first and foremost, let's do our holiday vacation, 2 weeks off recap. What you got?
Mine was very chill and low key, bro.
What you do for Christmas?
Christmas, before Christmas, we went to Camelback Resort. That was for Reagan's birthday. Spent 3 days up there, snowed, got about a good 6 to 7 inches of snow. Was able to take the truck out for his first snow spill. Did pretty good, no issues. Drive? You know it. And that motherfucker was moving flawlessly too. I'm talking about like up a steep ass hills too.
Nice.
With 6 inches of snow.
Put it in low.
Yeah, so she was good. We had fun with that. Christmas was low key. My mom came and she stayed Christmas with us, so that was dope. Cooked a big breakfast, and then we went to my aunt's house for dinner. I didn't really cook too much. I just cooked, like 2-3 pieces of salmon fillets and went down there and we chilled. Went to my uncle's for brunch. So we did breakfast, brunch, and dinner. So Christmas was busy as far as food goes. Then I ate good. And then New Year's was chill, bro. We was in the house. I prefer New Year's like that. I can do what I want. I can chill, and I can be in the confines of my own home and be safe. I ain't got to worry about too much. So that's how my. But it was good, man. Everybody got what they wanted for Christmas. We all chilled. Got a couple goals for this year, 2023. Nothing crazy. Not no New Year's resolutions or no shit like that. But just something that I just need to tighten up for myself.
You had no New Year's resolutions?
I mean, I don't really.
Come on, man. You had one.
I wouldn't ever necessarily really call it a New Year's resolution.
Or a goal.
I mean, I got goals, right? Like me, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to, I look at it as a reset for myself. I wouldn't even call it like a resolution. You know what I mean? So like me, every year, at the beginning of the year, I do like a big detox, try to get all the toxins and shit out of my body. Try to start off eating pretty healthy and stuff in the beginning of the year and try to maintain that. I mean, for some of you, I've been, injured and shit since July. I've been fucked up and really haven't been able to do anything since my hands been messed up. So that's limited my, me working out. Even me doing something as simple as walking and just too much moving in my arm, it starts to bother me. So I really haven't been able to do nothing. But hopefully, come Friday, I get some good news. And I ain't got to worry about another surgery. If I do, then that's going to slow me down a little bit. But I mean, my goals is just eat better, right? Lose a little bit more weight, and, do some bigger stuff with the businesses and stuff like that.
All right, there we go. Because, so they're not to cut you off. So, like, we all want to be healthier. You know what I'm saying? We all want to be more active. That's like the easy answer. Like, I'm talking about something, like, when you talk business, okay, cool. So what about the business?
Just trying to expand a little bit more, especially for the firearm stuff. That's something I've really been able to maintain. Due to my injury. The cooking I really haven't, so like I feel like I gotta pretty much start from scratch with that. But everything's all depending on what the doctor says this week, man. So it just all depends. But I'll keep everybody posted when I plan on making a lot of noise this year in 2023. Just so that's it, man. What about yourself? Y'all went out.
Well, yeah. Out. So we're gonna do the out. Then I'll do the resolution too. So we went on a cruise for Christmas. We went to the Bahamas. We flew to Miami, spent the day there. We got on Carnival Cruise. We're going to talk Carnival Cruise too. Wild ass niggas. So we went there. We was on there from the 21st to the 26th. And then we got off the 26th and we spent another day in Miami. Well, the rest of the day in Miami. We flew out the next morning. So, Carnival Cruise. I need y'all to tighten up. All right. This is, look. Listen. Fuck, I got to get it together. If you want to go on Carnival Cruise and you just want to let your kids run rampant, just get, as soon as you dock, I'll see you in 5 days. You know what I'm saying? You want to let them fend for themselves. You want to let them feed themselves. You want to let them wash their own. You want to let them do them. That's where you going. That's
so
where
people was really live, just like, all right, I see you in 5 days.
Maybe not in that wording, but
I know, but for the most part, they was just letting their kids run rampant.
There was kids all over the fucking place. And by all means, the vacation is for kids too.
Right.
But check on your child, man. It was just so much shit going on that I was to a point where I wasn't comfortable. I had to make sure my kids, mainly Aiden, was where the fuck he was supposed to be, doing what he was supposed to do and not doing no extra shit, because it was kids his age and up. And, they fighting, they're fighting on the basketball court. They getting into it with adults. They getting drinks at the bar. You got the card. So if you look tall for your age, they're not going to ask for your ID. They're just going to, you tell them what you want. Hey, let me get a motherfucking do. As long as you sound like you know what you're doing, they're just going to make the drink for you. No facial hair. They're just going to make the drink. I sat on the Lido deck at the top, watched my son hippity hop his ass over to the bar, sat there like a grown man, and ordered a fucking Shirley Temple, a Virgin Shirley Temple. But just ordered it. So I creep up on him. I was like, nigga, the shit not free, right? He's like, oh. I was like, don't order nothing else. So he been doing that. You know what I mean?
He been going ordering shit.
Just ordering shit.
So what, they charge it to the wristband?
They charge to the card that you got assigned to your room. So if you got a credit card or you got that, your debit card, that shit, when you get ready to leave, you gotta
that shit tax.
You gotta pay your balance to zero before you get off the ship. So the line long as a bitch when we get ready to get off the night before. The line wrapped around the whole first floor or the third floor because everybody trying to pay their balance. So just the kids, man. The kids was a lot, and that the kids was the worst part. The destinations was whack. We went to Nassau. We went to Nassau years ago in Royal Caribbean. So I'm basing everything off Royal Caribbean. So I'm being real judgy.
But you can't, though.
I know, but I can because cruises. I paid my money and I was expecting, I didn't know what to expect.
But it's separate. Every cruise line is different.
Every cruise line is
different. Because I guarantee you, if you was to do a Disney cruise to the same locations, it'd be completely different.
It'd probably been fun as hell. Even for us and the adults. So Bahamas, Nassau, a lot of them, not a lot, but a significant amount of their businesses were closed down because of the pandemic. Yeah. So I'm walking past, storefronts where it's just glass and it's trash and shit. And they're look like people sleeping in there.
So it's a lot of places, even in Jamaica, it's a lot of places like that. They're local businesses and stuff like that shut down since COVID started and never opened back up.
Yeah. So you got that going on. Then, we got off at Nassau. We probably got off the ship for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Let's go way back. Then we went to Princess Cay. There's nothing in Princess Cay. It's just a beach. It's just a beach, and they serve you food.
So what were you looking for when you got off?
Again,
how much time did you have when you got off the?
We had to be back on the ship at Princess Cay by 2:30.
What time you got off?
We got off at 11.
Oh, then yeah, you.
So I'm like, the fuck? Why even? Why
you ain't got time to do shit else?
Why are we even getting off here? Why are we getting off at a beach? It's nothing. And this will make it worse. Beaches? No, I like the beach, but I like shit to be there too. The fuck? You don't have nothing there. It's just motherfucking trees and sand and sharp ass.
So would you go to Assateague Beach?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Assateague Beach is in Maryland.
Is it more shit there than it is in Princess Cay?
It's wild horses.
The fuck I'm gonna do with a wild horse? I ain't gonna take them down.
No, but it's cool. It's chill.
I would go to any beach. The wife and kids love the beach.
Why they ain't had no boardwalk? That's why you ain't go.
Man, bro, look, the pier, the little pier was blocked off. I'm like, what are we doing here, bro? The fuck. So this is the worst part. You go in the water, right? The water is fairly clean, but then you got maybe 10, 15 feet of sand on your feet, right? And then it's just rocks. So it's rocks. It's sand and rocks. So now you got to tiptoe without cutting your motherfucking foot, or you just got to just go and swim. Just go swim, and you just got to tread water. So we was there until, I think it was maybe 1 o'clock. By 1:30, we got back on the boat. Line for the food was long as hell. And all you had was like a couple of little small kiosks in the front when people was braiding hair and shit. That's all you had there. So that was whack. We get back on the ship, and then we go to Grand Turk the next day. Grand Turk was just a beach too. But at least, you got the little store where you want to buy, your alcohol and shit, your white Henny and all the shit that you can't get here, and your jewelry and all that. They had that you got to walk through. And then you got like a big ass Margaritaville. We didn't even know the Margaritaville was there because we went straight to the beach. The water was clear as fuck. Same deal with the sand and rocks. So at least you can see it.
Right.
So we in the beach water for about 2 hours. And I'm just like, where that music coming from? And we get ready to go back to the ship. We walk up in that joint, man. They in that joint. DJ, they partying. They in the water partying. They got the bar in the water.
Missed it.
The bartender is in the water.
Missed it.
In the hot. No, I wasn't there for that anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying, but you missed it.
Yeah. Because we could have put the kids in that pool water and been chilling. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I said, okay, well, this ain't bad. The only thing that was crazy about Grand Turk was we was told that we can get off the ship at 11:30. So 11:30, everybody is on the first deck getting ready to go out. But then they wasn't ready. So now you got hundreds of people all in this an elevator lobby to the point where we like this, we like nut the butt, you know what I'm saying? So I'm holding the kids. All you are is one push or one trip from a crowd surge. Yeah. So I made a TikTok on that shit, and it just was a lot of small stuff that they was just dropping the ball on. Nothing major. I would do Carnival again. I just won't do it with the kids. So then we got back, and then we just had our day at sea for Christmas Day. But then the weather turned. So Christmas Day, it went from 75, 80 to like 50. 55 and rainy. And we got back to Miami and it rained the whole time. So my overall rating for Carnival Cruise, if you was going on Carnival Cruise and you was single, you probably rate that bitch a 100 out of 10 because it was endless on there. It was endless joints on there of all shapes and sizes. If you got a preference, it's on there times 10 or 15 or 20. If you was going there just you and your spouse, you probably still have a good time. They promoting partying. You had karaoke's going on all day. You had a club at night, endless food.
Did you go to the club?
We went to the club once.
How was that?
It was teenagers in there.
Oh, okay.
So we had it was stepping time. But we was tired, man. Honestly, like
can't party like you used to.
No, hell no. I mean, it was full cool. I would have had to taken a nap at like 7 o'clock. To maybe 7 to 8, then I would have been good for the night.
Right.
But I'm off the Delta 8 the entire time. So like, at 6 o'clock, I'm fried for the rest of the day for 5 days straight. So I'm like, yeah, about 10 o'clock, I'm ready to go to bed. But then, man, we get to Miami, the weather's crazy. They don't know how to react to cold weather in Miami because it don't get cold there. So 50 degrees might as well been the 7 degrees that it was up here. Mm-hmm. Because our hotel, our thermostat only went to 73 degrees and the lobby was cold as fuck. And this was just one of the few hotels that even had heat. Some of the hotels didn't have heat at all. And flights was getting canceled. Yeah, we got lucky. We flew back and I was just like, whew. So that was it, man. And New Year's, we ain't do shit. I stayed up as long as I could. I got to about 12, 10 a.m. and I said I'm going to bed. So
pretty much about it.
That's all I got for that, man. So and as far as New Year's resolutions, I'm gonna skip past the health and all that because I already know what I need to do. One small thing, it may sound small, but it's major to me. I'm trying to stop biting my nails. Like it's really huge for me. Like I'll bite these bitches until they fucking bleed. If I got something on my mind, if I got something I'm trying to do, I'll be sitting there. I'll be like, no, it's mine. Get here. Like I'll fuck these joints up.
Yeah. Yep.
And every time I go get my feet hit, they be like, manicure. I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I might have to start. Maybe that'll help. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that'll give me
I get
more.
manicures, bro.
Oh, I'm not against it. I got it once, and then I was chewing my nails up like the next day, so I felt like it was a waste of money. So I said I would
put some fucking bitter apple on your fingers.
I did that.
Like
I
a dog.
Did that too. But if you do that, like it gets on everything.
Yeah.
So you put that shit on. I got some upstairs. You put it on there, and it's on everything. You could be eating chicken or something. Next thing you know, your chicken tastes like shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you're eating shit chicken.
Oh man.
And just continuing to push content, man. That was my only goals. My goals is to blow this shit out of the fucking water this year. And I think so far we are off to a good start. Without further ado, without Carnival Cruise, we can get into our sports. I definitely want to first start with Damar Hamlin. He had a collapse on the field. I know we're a little late on this. We was on vacation, but I still got to speak on it. Collapsed on the field, man. Cardiac arrest, had to get given CPR. What was it? 7 or 8 minutes straight, something like that.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And he coded once or twice.
Yeah,
on the field.
So literally, like, damn near dead on the field, man. And overwhelming support from around the world. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wishing that it was going. Skip Bayless just, saying what he said. So this is my thing with Skip Bayless, man. If you're going to tweet something, like, just be clear. And I think that's the problem, is his tweet can be looked at so many different ways.
Yeah.
Because in his eyes, he's talking about the implications of this game and if it's not played and what's going to happen, but nothing's going to happen because of what's going on. Just say that if that's what you was going to say. Just say, man, fuck this game right now. We really need to worry about what's going on here.
But the thing of it's not necessarily, and from my point of view, it's not necessarily what he said. It's when he said it.
Yeah.
If he would have said that shit like a week later or a couple days after the shit didn't happen, right? Then I think the media's take on his statement would have been a little bit different. But he said it like right after the shit happened.
Yeah.
Which makes him seem like he's insensitive to the situation. And we know that's not the case. But he's been in this shit for about 30, 40 plus years?
He's 71 years old.
So to my point, you know better. You know when to say shit. You know how to say it. Timing is everything. And perception is God.
Yep.
So I just think if he would have just been like, hey, speedy recovery to Hamlin or whatever, and then waited a couple days and then talked about the game, then it would, he probably wouldn't have been dealing with nothing. He said like him and Uncle Shannon it was heated.
It was
that
really
first
bad.
episode, because the first episode, the episode after, Shannon wasn't there. The next episode, Shannon was there, and you can tell it was tension.
Mm-hmm.
And they even got into a little tiff on the air, live.
Because he interrupted him. I'm
Let
that man speak.
He was like, see, I can't even, and Shannon was going off. But then again, I thought we weren't going to talk about this. Whatever. So they got their own shit they got to deal with. Hopefully it's a fucking life learned lesson from him, or for him. Excuse me. But Hamlin's doing good, man. They took the breathing tube out his mouth, and I think one of the first things he said was, love you boys or something, because he had FaceTime the team or whatever.
The first thing he said was, did we win?
Oh, yeah, did we win?
And I seen that because I was looking at a clip, and it was, what is it, Rex Ryan? Is that Rex Ryan? Old big white guy.
Yeah.
And he started tearing up on there. I was like, I said, I feel you, bro. I felt that too, man, because I'm like, you wouldn't expect that, man. But that's how you know somebody who just was really about his business. And then he posted on Instagram, was like, when you put love around the world, man, this is what you receive. So I was definitely happy to see the whole league rally around him. And even better, man, like the Bills went out, man, and played some fucking amazing football, bro.
Off the rip, they fucking ran
two of them back.
Yeah, they making a statement, bro.
Two of them back,
They
man.
got to. They making a statement, and they on high momentum right now, and they got to keep it.
Yeah, but as far as the whole Skip thing, man, what really bothers me about Skip is because this is the second time him and Shannon got into it recently, and I just be getting that vibe from Skip. This is like this is my show type of deal. Like when he was like, pick your glasses up. I'm like, that's how you talking to people? Like I would be like, me and you getting into it, and I'm like, nigga, pick your fucking phone up.
Yeah,
we were like, you don't do that, bruh.
Yeah,
And then, for you to say, hey, I'm not taking back what I want to take. At least, listen, if y'all want to argue, that's fine, but let him finish. It's bad enough. He's already in a fragile state where he's trying to figure out how he even going to do this. And then we get, 30 seconds into the show. You know what I'm saying? But then, he made a post shortly afterwards, like, big things coming for Uncle Shay and all this. Look, when you start talking like that,
oh yeah, he got shit in the works.
You prepping for the exit. And my thing is, I think that Shannon Sharpe has been doing that shit long enough that he can go and do his own show.
Yeah,
now,
his podcast is actually doing good.
Podcast is pretty good. He got some big names on there. He got nice setup. You know what I'm saying? I seen his cameras too. I was like, one day, Skip, I'm gonna have somebody holding the fucking camera and not just me fucking hitting pre-record on the shit. But I always wonder, who would be on it with him. And the only person I can come up with was Chris Broussard. And I would just say that just because he's always on Undisputed with them, giving his takes and things of that nature.
That might have been the setup.
Yeah,
it's an alley the whole time. You know what I mean? And then, he might be getting pushed off for something else. I mean, Skip can do his own thing too, but he's not going to be as big as... I mean, who do you think is the biggest personality right now?
Stephen A. Smith is the highest paid.
I'm talking about between them two.
Biggest personality out of Skip Bayless and Shannon? It's Shannon by a long slide. Like, Skip is the veteran. He's the veteran.
I think, to be honest, he's 71 years old. He's 71. God damn, man. My bad. Fuck. Damn, can I adjust my own fucking mic? Anyway.
I didn't want to say nothing. I'm sorry.
He might be needed to just go ahead and look at it and just go and hang it up, bro. You've been doing it for 40 plus years.
He ain't gonna do it. He ain't going to.
I know he not, but I'm just saying it might be something to look into. I mean, there's other things. Like, he can get paid decent amount of money to do other stuff, but not sports analyst stuff. But if he keep getting roped into controversial shit, the network not gonna keep doing that, bro.
Yeah.
So it's all about numbers and all that other stuff. Because, like, for instance, like, say, like, if that show, the numbers show that it was a crazy decrease in numbers, and Shannon won there. But then, like, soon as he was on there, the numbers went up. Oh, they're taking note of that shit.
Absolutely. But my thing is, at this point, it's like, then you got to find a slot. Like, they got prime slot. Prime slots is between 8 a.m. to like 12.
Yeah.
That's prime time. When you look at what is it? First Things First that comes on before that is like, if I don't think that's still on. When it was on, that was on at like, that went off at 9:30, and you had Nick Wright and all them on there. Yeah. And then you had Undisputed, and then after that, you got the Herd, Colin Cowherd, and he on that bitch by himself, or he had the other guy on the order because Joy not on it no more.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you want him to get his own joint, but you don't want the shit hours like 2, 3 o'clock. Yeah, nobody's watching that shit then. They watching or listening in the morning. So. Yeah, I would love to see him get his own thing, but it's like, the timing is going to be everything. And he's going to have to start at the bottom like everybody else. Yeah. He's going to have to get the shitty times. But I think he got a big enough following that they're going to be with him. But we'll keep y'all updated on that.
Yep.
Next up. Commanders. Y'all, Commanders. It's still not my team yet.
It's fine.
I'll see you guys in preseason.
It's fine.
Whooped fucking Dallas's ass. 26-6, finishing the season 8-1. I mean, I watched the game. I wasn't really paying attention because I felt like the game didn't mean shit. But Dak fucking Prescott is terrible, bro. Like, he's terrible. How much money did he get?
Don't give me the line.
No, a lot. First and foremost, I was trying to figure out why was Dak in the game so long. He was at fourth quarter. Dak is still in the game. Why is he in the game?
I have no clue.
Like, this is to win the division? Bro, you got playoffs going on, and you got a team that don't got nothing to lose trying to take your fucking head off. They didn't take Dak out the game. I think it was like 2 minutes left in the fucking game.
Yeah, he wouldn't have played the second half.
No, second half, he should have been gone. You know what I'm saying? Just some stats, man. Sam Howell gets his first start. He went 11 for 19, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. That touchdown was to you-know-who, Terry McLaurin.
Yep. A nice little drag across the middle.
Yep. So
within
I
like
mean,
the 10 or the goal, I think so.
I
Or
mean,
15
he
yards.
looked sharp, man. I mean, but he looked like a new quarterback. So
Oh yeah, definitely throwing in the fucking 3 defenders in
yeah,
the end
yeah.
zone. You
But I
fucking
tell
right.
you what though, he liked throwing that bomb though.
He do. He
He-
likes scrambling a little bit
He
too.
liked to scramble
He
too.
had a couple scrambles. He had one where he almost got. I was like,
He
damn, I
scored.
don't know how the fuck he was gonna get the fuck up out of there, but he ended up getting tackled. But he made a couple nice moves. He did score. He got a little feet. And he run like fucking Wile E. Coyote. But
Yeah.
he was making some moves, man. So I mean, he looked good. I mean, if it was me, bro, I definitely have. I don't know, man. I might go with Wentz and fucking Howe. I mean, not Wentz, Heineke and fucking Howe.
That's a
Before
good.
I go
That
with
was
Wentz.
going to be my question. So who you think? So we going in the off season. Who's the quarterback for next year?
I would hope so. I hope so. It'd be fucking Heineke. It makes sense. Wentz started off trash. Heineke came in. We won like what 5-6 straight, and then we had a couple rough games after that, whatever. But for the most part, he did good. He did real good. He brought us out of the fucking slum. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense. Like he needs more rep time, right? And he's only going to get better as far as accuracy and stuff goes if he's playing in the games, right?
He's a fan favorite too.
He's a fan favorite.
They love him.
It was funny. He wore the fucking replacements jersey to
wore
the
the
fucking
Shane
game.
Falco jersey.
So it was funny. I mean, he's in good spirit, right? You know what I mean? He understands the job or whatever for what it seems like. But if it was me and I had to pick, bro, based off of this season's performance, it would be Heineke starting and fucking Howell and Wentz got to battle it out for second. That's what I would do.
How many? I don't know. I think we only signed Wentz to what? 1 year, 2 years?
I can't remember.
It had to be 2 years because he getting like 30 mil or some crazy shit. So my thing is Ron Rivera in the hot seat?
No.
Why not?
Shit. It shouldn't be fucking Ron Rivera. It should be fucking Dan Snyder. That's who should be in the fucking hot seat.
Well, I would say that.
You think he in the hot seat? You think he on the verge of possibly getting the fuck out of here?
I think he is, and I say that for one thing: 8-8-1.
What was we last year?
About the same. It's usually 7. I don't remember the last time we finished fucking 9 games. It's usually 6, 7, or 8 games. So this is every year, new quarterback, new running back, new coach, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new special teams, everything new except the owner, and the same results. New players. We literally get Chase Young, who was they're calling the best pick in the draft, and we still only won 8 games.
Wentz got a 4-year contract.
4 years? They gonna cut that. He
4-year contract with $128 million.
They gonna cut that. Somebody else gonna pick that up because they either that he just gonna sit on the bench. But I'm like, you get all this shit. Now they talking about moving the goddamn state into Virginia somewhere.
Yeah, they've been talking about that.
You still can't win more than you can't even win 10 games. So I'm like, what is the problem? Why can't y'all win games? Why can't you finish the season strong? Why does every game gotta be the fucking heart attack game where it's less than 2 minutes left and Heineke or Wentz or Howell gotta pull something out of their ass to win the game? Why can't the game just be touchdown, defense, and
because we're focusing on the wrong shit in the offseason.
And another thing is, I'm sticking to this. Like, I don't think you didn't need to go and pay $120 million to a washed fucking quarterback.
No, I wish we would have put that 128 in the offensive line.
On the offensive line.
If they solidify the offensive line with a good fucking offensive line, we're going to get those 10 games easy.
Exactly. And
that's the only problem. That's the only problem right now. If we had a good offensive line, you wouldn't have to, like, the quarterbacks, no matter who the fuck is playing, whether it's Wentz, fucking Heine, or goddamn Howe, they don't have to fucking scramble or force shit like they have been doing all season. They can take their time and fucking chill. And actually, they're actually getting pass protection right, and they can fucking make conscious fucking decisions when they're throwing the ball. But if they're being rushed all the time, or they're scrambling, they're going to make mistakes. So I think what a lot of people fail to realize, or they don't take into consideration, the quarterback's performance is based off of offensive line. So if the offensive line is shit, quarterback stats are going to be shit because he's scrambling and running for his life the entire goddamn
But
game.
who's making that decision, though? Who's making the decision to not invest into the offensive line? That's what I want to know.
But you got to look at, do you think, no, let's be honest, Dan Snyder has his hand in a lot more shit than an average owner does.
Absolutely.
He's damn near the head coach for real.
Exactly.
So if you take that out and actually let Ron do his fucking job, I think he would have probably picked up goddamn offensive line, and probably Dan Snyder was like, no, we need to get fucking, because the only reason why I say that the Wentz shit wasn't a Ron Rivera thing, is a Dan Snyder thing, because we've been picking up shitty, washed up quarterbacks before Ron even got there.
Yep.
So to me, that's a Dan Snyder thing. We've had a million fucking coaches and offensive coordinators, whatever, but every time we turn around, it's quarterback. That's a Dan Snyder thing, man. So hopefully, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen with him and this investigation, all this other shit, but hopefully there's some change right into the actual ownership of the team, and we actually do get an offensive line. We get an offensive line, ain't nobody fucking with us. I mean, we're going to be number one in the division, and we're going to do what the fuck we're supposed to do, but we're never going to get there with the subpar offensive line. And the offensive line is decent. They're just not where it needs to be for us to, perform to the way that the expectation where everybody wants us to.
So it's safe to say that we're not going to win until, I can say we now because the season's over.
No, you can't.
It's safe to say that we're not going to win until fucking Dan Snyder's gone.
Yep, I'll stamp that.
I'm with that. Okay. Next, playoffs. Playoffs coming. We're going to do brackets. We don't have them today, but we are going to do a brackets. We're going to post the shits up on the Facebook page. We're going to post both our shits, and we're going to do it weekly to see who the fuck shit's wrong and right. So, playoff predictions. Super Bowl, who you got?
Super Bowl?
Going to the Super Bowl. And then
going to the Super Bowl, I got Bills and Vikings, bro. And I got Bills winner.
What's the score?
21-10.
21-10, Bills?
Yep.
Okay, I like it. So I got Bills as well and 49ers. Don't ask me why I picked the 49ers. I'm a Deebo Samuel fan. And I got the Bills winning. If I have
the 49ers just got a new quarterback not so long ago.
They running third string and they still busting ass, bro. So I mean, and he a gunslinger. I'm going with the Bills to win, and I'm going to say it's going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to say 28-17. I'm gonna say that, and I'm pulling with the Bills because I wanted the Bills to fucking go the last 3 years, and they just Kansas City in the way.
Kansas City,
But the Bills have always been my fucking dark horse underdog team. Even though they're really really good, they still ain't Kansas City. So as far as I'm concerned, any team that ain't Kansas City is the fucking underdog.
Right.
So I would love for them to win. That shit will be fucking crazy. If they win with all this shit that's going on.
If they win with all that, that's putting the icing on it.
It'd be fucking crazy. And the one thing that was set up to go to the Super Bowl and motherfucking Damar Hamlin sitting on the motherfucking side rooting them on.
Yep.
That shit'd be fucking nuts.
That's why I picked the Bills. For that reason. That would be the perfect story.
I was gonna pick
and it makes sense.
I was gonna pick
and it's obtainable.
Yeah.
It's obtainable.
That shit'll go down in history. So Bills, don't let me down. Y'all are my second favorite team. All right, moving on. We got some local stuff.
Yes, we do.
Take it away.
All right, so for most of you guys have been tracking. So we would say, what was it? This week or last week?
It was last week.
It was last week. We had two crazy things that happened in the area. We had it was a 6-year-old that shot his teacher.
Yeah.
And then we had a 13-year-old that was shot by a DC resident. So I'll tap into the Virginia one first. First of all, they said, and if I read the article correctly, it said that the 6-year-old got into an altercation with the teacher.
An altercation?
Yeah, some type of altercation. And then somehow a gun was pulled in and the kid shot the teacher. Wildest shit ever. I don't know what to say about that. Lock your shit up. I don't know what else to say about that. Like the fact now don't get me wrong. I am an advocate, right, for your children knowing how to shoot. All my kids know how to shoot. But my kids know not to touch anything if I'm not there. My shit's locked up. It's put up, right? My kids, I don't foresee, based off of how I teach gun safety in the house, right? And how we talk about de-escalation and like the law and stuff, I don't foresee my children taking firearms to school. Like, I just don't foresee that happening at my house. I can't control everybody else's house, but at least on my house. But it's just, it was wild because I looked at it, I said, hold on, time out. This shit says 6?
6 years old.
6 years old. Shooting these. There's no, I don't know.
It's only in Virginia, dog. Virginia Virginia has the wildest fucking shit that be happening, bro.
It do, because it was like 2 weeks before that. I think a kid, well, I'm not gonna say a kid. This motherfucker was like 24 years old. He like attacked his dad and like killed his dad with like a hatchet or some shit.
Yes, bro.
In Virginia, that shit was in Lorton. Like, that shit wild, bro.
Northern Virginia be wild, bro. They always be like, man, PG County. Nah, bro. The widows live in fucking Virginia.
It's some
bro.
weird shit that's happening in Virginia, but it's just nothing's as frequent as
The
it
shit
is
that happens.
where we're at.
The shit that happens across the bridge is the common shit. The common robberies, murder. I don't want to say the word common, but the usual. It's not. It's not out of the ordinary. You ain't never heard no 5 or 6 year old stabbing his fucking teacher in DC or PG County. Have we?
No, not that I.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. Don't get no fucking ideas if y'all watching. Keep y'all shit together.
Yeah, but that was the weirdest thing. And then I think the most controversial thing right now, and the hot topic right now, is the 13-year-old that was shot by a DC resident in Northeast. So, as of right now, I think it was like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. The young man was inside of a vehicle, attempting to break inside of a vehicle. The homeowner heard something. He went outside. According to news articles and stuff, there was some type of altercation between them. Altercation could be used lightly. That means it could have been an argument or whatever the fuck. But regardless of the fact, the individual shot the 13-year-old boy because he was breaking into his vehicle. It's a lot of things to this. A lot.
Okay.
A lot of things to this incident. Okay, so let's look at all the details. I'm no lawyer. I'm no judge. But I'm just going off of what the law is in DC, and my perspective as a firearm instructor, me being pro 2A, and understanding the law and how self-defense and shit works. So you have a 13-year-old, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, he's breaking into your vehicle, right? Now, we do understand that have been a uptick in break-ins, carjackings, and the whole nine in the city, period.
I don't think that's the right word. I think you want to call it surge.
Uptick, surge, mass increase, yes. Right? Of just normal, I ain't gonna say normal, but just not out of the ordinary crimes, right? Carjackings, robberies, assaults, like the whole nine. That's what's been happening in the city, and it's just been up, it's just been on a steady increase since like the later portion of 2022. We're not going to negate that. So I think, and this is just me thinking on the outside looking, I think that the homeowner was already kind of antsy, based off what everything that's been happening in the city. Now, DC doesn't have a stand your ground law, and DC doesn't have castle doctrine, right? Stand your ground is if you feel threatened, you can use lethal force, right? To take, to defend yourself with no questions. That's stand your ground. Castle doctrine is you have a duty to retreat first before you can use deadly force, right? DC is kind of the middle. Like if you choose to retreat, right, and then you're still, and the aggressor, right, is still trying to come at you, is still trying to do bodily harm or whatever, you use lethal force. If you decide not to, right, that's still good too. If you decide not to retreat or whatever, you know what I mean? So DC is kind of like in the middle between castle doctrine and stand your ground. But the key thing is you can use reasonable use of force to defend your property.
Okay.
There is if I'm not mistaken, in DC, you cannot use lethal force to defend your property. So, for example, what that means is if I go outside and somebody's breaking into my car, theoretically, according to the law, I cannot shoot them. That is a lethal force. Now, if I was to come outside and like yell or use pepper spray or like try to chase them with a bat or some shit, that's something different. That's reasonable force, right? Also, reasonable force is like matched on match. So reasonable force is if me and you get into an altercation and me and you fighting, you punch me in my nose and like I stab you, that's not reasonable force. That's lethal force. But if you punch me and I punch you back, that's reasonable force. If you break my nose and I like slit your throat, that's not the same. You gotta match it.
Yeah.
So with reasonable force, unless that kid was armed, he shouldn't have shot him. I'm gonna just be 100. If that kid was breaking into his vehicle at 3 a.m., he could have probably just yelled or screamed and got the kid up out of here or whatever, right? But, as far as carrying concealed and stuff like that, they teach you to identify the threats. They teach you how to, assess the situation, so on and so forth. So it's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's dark. 9 times out of 10, you're not necessarily going to see a firearm until it's like pointed at you or whatever. But, at that point, a lot of people, they really can't make that judgment. A lot of times, adrenaline's already rushing. You fail to see shit. Like a lot of times when people go through instances, even police officers, if they go through something, their adrenaline is rushing. 9 times out of 10, the story, what happened and what they tell, there's a difference between what actually happened and what they report that happened because their adrenaline is rushing. You forget shit.
Yeah.
Your extremities don't work as well. It's like a whole bunch of shit. We can go to that something later. But me personally, if the kid had no weapon and he was just simply breaking into the vehicle by the individual using deadly force by shooting the child, it was unnecessary. And I think he's going to go to jail. That's just my thought. Now, if it comes out and the kid had a gun, it's different. But what's going to be the make or break, and they haven't released these details yet, is if the kid had a weapon. Now, it's not uncommon for 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds in this area to have firearms. It's the 14 to 17-year-olds that's doing the smash and grabs in the gun stores. They're taking vehicles, ramming the door, they're smashing and grabbing everything they can, but they're doing it in fucking gun stores and they rolling out. So there's been an uptick. There's been an increase in gun store robberies as well, and pawn shops.
So this is my question. Did the guy say? Well, not if you know or not, but my question: did the guy say that he identified the person as a child?
No, you're not gonna be able to tell.
So
it's 4 o'clock in the morning. He probably just woke up. You're not gonna be able to tell that he's a child, right? It's dark. He's in your car, right? 9 times out of 10, half of the motherfuckers that's in DC nowadays and they're in middle school don't even look like fucking kids. Not saying that that's an excuse,
well,
but
I guess it doesn't matter.
It's hard for you to identify something that detailed at that time of morning.
I guess it doesn't matter because he wasn't allowed to shoot anyway.
Nah, based off what I seen, he had no real justification to shoot that.
Whether
kid.
It was even if it was an adult,
even if it was adult.
Okay, well he's probably fucked. So, I mean, look, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like, stop breaking in people's shit.
Yeah, that too. But then, like I said, it's a lot of things, right? So then it comes into. So now we just talked about the perspective of the homeowner. Now let's talk about the perspective of the kid and his parents. Why is he out at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Exactly.
Why is he not in the house?
This is the middle of the week, right?
I think so.
Like, come on, bro. Like, so whatever happens to the guy is whatever happens to him. But what y'all not about to do is you're not about to skip past why this whole fucking thing happened. Control your kids. Find something for them to do. Keep them in the house. I mean, at this point, you can't be responsible or you can't be trying to pass judgment on what somebody then did to this child when he shouldn't have been out in the first place. So that's me playing devil's advocate. I'm pretty sure people are not going to like that, but I'm sticking with that statement. Stop breaking in people's shit and
No, so it happened. It happened like Saturday or Friday.
I don't give a shit when it
happened.
I
know. I'm just saying.
Stop breaking in people's shit, and things like this won't happen.
Yeah. So it's a fucked up situation no matter what you look into it, right? So you can play it from the perspective like, hey, if the child was never outside, he wouldn't be put in that situation, right? But then again, it goes into what I've talked about, and I mean, you've had conversations about it, about people how to properly take care of themselves, and they got these firearms. If he was properly trained, and if he knew the laws, I think I think he would have probably chose a different route.
Yeah. Oh, he could have just shot it in the air. It's a lot of things he could have did.
I mean, even you raising your gun is lethal force. So
well, shit, hey, look, well, I don't know.
So he'd have been better off just doing something else, especially if the child didn't have a firearm. But you don't know. So we'll I guess we'll keep tabs on it, right? We'll keep talking about it. The details are very important, and facts matter. So of course, condolences to the family. The middle school is dealing with a lot. I mean, they said he was a good kid in school too. So they're offering, counseling and stuff for all the students because it's hitting them kind of hard and the faculty. So, I mean, I get it. To me, from the outside looking in, DC is doing what they're supposed to do as far as trying to not mitigate, but put things in place, right, to assist everybody that's involved, whether it's kids, faculty, or whatever. But, my biggest thing is I really haven't seen anything or heard anything from the family. But I would definitely like to hear, I look forward to seeing what they say about the whole situation. Of course, they're going to do the norm, right? You took my child from me, whatever. But the biggest question is, why was he out at 4
a.m.? And that's what it is, man. That's like I hate to keep harping on that. I hate to keep sounding like negative Nancy, bro. But like, we need to stop like trying to justify like the consequences of what possible consequences are when you out here doing shit you're not supposed to be doing, bruh. You out here doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing. If something bad happens to you, that is the consequences that you probably knew or in your head, like, I probably get fucked up doing this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I don't know the situation. But I know that I'm sticking with it, man. Like, there's plenty of things to do. There's plenty of money out here, man. Like, if you doing that shit for money or you just doing it because you're just fucking bored, there is always something out here for you to do to keep you from doing this dumb shit. So, condolences, but stop stealing people's shit.
Yeah,
bro.
It's a lot. But then it's like a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I said, the news is saying that they had like some type of interaction or altercation before the shots were fired. They were saying that it was a car on scene that was possibly driven by the 13-year-old, right? And then I think they were saying it was possible it was other kids there as well. He wasn't by himself. And they never do anything by themselves.
No, they don't do shit by themselves.
It's normal. So like I said, this is just like the beginning. Like, this happened 2 days ago. They're still trying to work out the details, but as this unfolds, I definitely plan on talking about this going into further episodes, because it plays on to how to protect yourself legally. And a lot of people, I think, needs to know that. Like me, I'm finding this is just a rant. Like, me as a firearm instructor and me, dealing with stuff and meeting other people that have received instruction from other firearm instructors. They don't know the fucking law. I had a guy come to the gun store and try to purchase a gun, but never fucking filled out his goddamn HQL. And he said, well, the instructor told me I just come down here with my certificates and I could just get the gun. No, you can't do that. Like, what the fuck? And no shade, he was a Marine, by the way. But anyway, eating fucking crayons. But anyway,
hey, look, I can't speak. I can't speak.
But like, that's not how. So it's just like, and that goes into my rant. I maybe do this just like on my snipe training channel. But like, there's instructors out here that's not instructing shit. And they're giving people the wrong information, which is ultimately setting them up for failure. What a lot of people don't fail to realize. So that guy, right? And don't get me wrong. And then the guy did what he was supposed to do. He performed CPR on the kid after he shot him. He was trying to help, but he died in the hospital. So, but what's gonna make or break that? Not gonna say what's gonna make or break. They're gonna contact that homeowner's firearm instructor. A lot of people don't understand that. If you get into an incident with a firearm, they're going to contact your firearm instructor to see what you learned in class. They're going to ask him for his training material, his syllabus, all that other stuff. He might get subpoenaed, but that's what happens. I mean, that's what happens. Excuse me. A lot of people don't know, but anybody ever gets into a firearm incident and they've been trained, right, by a firearm instructor, that firearm instructor will be involved in that case to some extent. Whether they're going to provide documentation, a statement, a character statement, whatever. Like, your firearm instructor do get held accountable based off your training. So if something happens and they come back and that guy says, "Oh, well, my firearm instructor ain't telling me this," the firearm instructor get in trouble. So it's a bunch of shit, man. It's a lot of underlying stuff a lot of people don't know. But
well, we will keep y'all updated on this, man. And the show is about to end, but we're not going to end it on that. We're going to end it. The fuck is that? It's the moves, baby.
That move is ass.
Hit me.
So, what do monkeys call their private parts?
I don't know.
Orangutans.
Hey, I really tried to motherfucking think about it. I see why you like using the boom arm. That's why you'll never switch it in, because you gotta be doing the shit.
Yeah, I
with
gotta
the
do my shit. I
microphone.
got one more. It's been a while.
Come on, man. You know what you do too. The second one don't be funny.
So you know what my grandfather told me right before he kicked the bucket? He said, "Grandson, look how far I kicked the bucket."
Come on, bro. You should have landed with that one, bro.
No,
that joke always be better, dog.
No, that's both of them shits was funny.
All right.
Monkeys call their private parts orangutans.
Anyway, man. Appreciate the joke, sir.
Yes,
Look,
sir.
man, every Thursday.
Thursday, new time. Thursday.
New time. Well, new date Thursday, man. Give me some time to dress this shit up. And who knows, man, we might be dropping y'all some shit in between. It really all depends on what's going on. But make sure, if you don't want to miss nothing, man, make sure you share, like, subscribe, tell somebody, hit the little bell on YouTube so you get notifications. Subscribe to hit the bell. Subscribe to all that shit, man. We love y'all. Got out.
And to see you next week.